The chamber was vast, its walls lined with pulsating alien technology that emitted a cold, unearthly glow. Shadows stretched across the floor, distorted by the jagged architecture and flickering lights. Towering figures moved with an unnatural grace, their exoskeletal armor catching the dim illumination. Eyes that glowed like molten metal scanned the room continuously, yet each one seemed incapable of recognizing the silent observer. Lurking in the shadows, laughter harsh and metallic echoed from their ranks, bouncing off the walls and filling the space with an almost tangible malice. In the center, planted defiantly on a pedestal of alien design, was the American flag. Torn, frayed, and soiled with the grime of battle, it nonetheless stood resolute. The aliens regarded it with disdain, mockery curling their strange, elongated mouths. A primitive symbol, one hissed, its voice vibrating through the chamber like a low-frequency warning. Another slammed a gauntleted hand on the pedestal, sending a ripple of energy across the surface. Each movement, each gesture, was calculated to humiliate, to diminish the symbol that represented human courage and unity. Hidden among the shadows, the observer remained calm, his breaths measured and controlled. Navy SEAL, trained in countless operations where stealth and patience were paramount, he had faced overwhelming odds before. Yet this chamber, these creatures, presented an unfamiliar magnitude of threat. His mind raced not with fear, but with strategy. Every detail mattered, the flicker of light reflecting off armor plating, the subtle vibrations in the floor that hinted at movement, the cadence of their laughter that marked patterns and distraction. He allowed himself a moment to study them, not out of curiosity, but necessity. These were not soldiers bound by honor or human emotion. They were calculated predators, their cruelty refined over countless encounters. Yet beneath their arrogance, there was a flaw he could exploit: overconfidence. Every tilt of a head, every mocking glance toward the flag, revealed impatience. They assumed no human could survive here, that no single operative could challenge their dominance. He would prove them wrong. Memories of training, missions in hostile territories, and the countless nights spent perfecting precision under pressure surged through him. Every challenge he had faced, every seemingly impossible operation that required patience and nerve, had led to this moment. His hands, steady and unshaken, brushed against the compact tools strapped to his body. The tactile familiarity of his equipment grounded him. It reminded him that despite the alien enormity surrounding him, he was not powerless. The aliens' attention shifted momentarily, their laughter rising in volume, signaling a shift in their focus. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, but he noticed. They had turned slightly, leaving a brief, critical window for action. A shadow passed across his mind, the weight of responsibility. Lives, nations, the honor of those who had fallen in defense of freedom, all converged on the choice he was about to make. And then, in that quiet, tense moment, he made his decision. He would not wait for them to underestimate him further. He would act. The room, previously filled with mocking echoes, now braced for disruption, though none yet realized it. The flag, standing proud amidst alien derision, became his silent signal of defiance. The SEAL's gaze met it for a fleeting heartbeat, drawing strength from its history, from the countless men and women who had bled and fought beneath its stars and stripes. In that instant, the air seemed to thrum with potential energy, as if the very room anticipated the storm to come. The first move had been decided. The aliens, confident and cruel, had yet to understand that the battle for respect, for survival, had already begun. And in that moment, the Navy SEAL became the embodiment of human resilience, a silent storm poised to strike where arrogance had blinded the unprepared. The SEAL moved with the deliberate silence of a predator, each step calculated to avoid detection. The air was thick with tension, vibrating with the low hum of alien machinery. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the walls, and the faint glow of the alien devices illuminated his path in fractured streaks. Every corner of the chamber demanded vigilance. Every reflection and echo could betray him. Yet he advanced, guided by instinct honed through years of training and the unwavering resolve that had carried him through countless life-or-death missions. As he crept closer to the aliens, his mind briefly wandered to the training grounds back on Earth, the rigorous drills, the harsh deserts, the icy waters, and the endless nights spent perfecting precision. All had built more than physical skill. They had forged patience, intuition, and a relentless will to survive. He had learned to read movement before it happened, to anticipate actions, to trust instincts over appearances. Those lessons now anchored him, steadying the storm of adrenaline threatening to overwhelm his senses. The aliens continued their mockery, oblivious to the human hidden among them. One leaned over the tattered flag, his voice a harsh, vibrating rasp. "Your symbol means nothing here," he sneered. "Here you are insignificant." The SEAL's eyes narrowed, catching the slight imperfection in the alien's armor as he shifted weight. Every tiny detail was a potential advantage. Every underestimation was a weapon waiting to be wielded. He paused briefly behind a column of alien metal, listening to the subtle cadence of their conversation. It was alien, incomprehensible, yet the rhythm and pitch conveyed emotion, arrogance, impatience, cruelty. He catalogued their positions, noting patterns, weaknesses, and angles of exposure. Each observation was a thread in the tapestry of his plan, weaving a path forward through danger that would have frozen a less disciplined mind. The room seemed to pulse with anticipation, as if it recognized the invisible tension growing between predator and prey. A flicker of movement, a footstep misaligned with the others, alerted the SEAL to a shift in their formation. He adjusted, sliding silently behind another shadow, heart beating with controlled urgency. The moment required patience and precision. Any misstep would reveal him, and the consequences would be immediate and lethal. Memories of past comrades flashed in his mind, those who had fallen in distant theaters of war, men and women who had faced impossible odds with courage. Their sacrifices were not distant echoes. They were the foundation upon which he now moved, the quiet force that lent him strength. Each heartbeat carried their legacy, each breath a promise to honor it. His resolve deepened, transforming fear into focused determination. He could see the alien soldiers more clearly now. Their movements, once fluid and unpredictable, had patterns born of arrogance. They assumed no human could navigate the space without detection. That assumption was their weakness. The SEAL's eyes swept the room, noting weapon placements, energy pulses, and the distance between them and the flag. He crafted a mental map, a strategy for approaching the center where defiance and mockery collided. The first subtle shift occurred when a shadow detached from the group, a scout moving toward the opposite side. The SEAL's muscles tensed. This presented a risk, but also an opportunity. By exploiting their attention on the flag, he could isolate threats one by one. Every second was measured, every motion deliberate. A low vibration beneath his feet signaled approaching patrols, and the SEAL froze, blending with the darkness. The alien laughter grew louder, but now it carried a hint of impatience, of awareness that something was amiss. He allowed them to underestimate him further, drawing them deeper into their arrogance. In the silent moment before action, he aligned his body, eyes fixed on the flag, hands brushing against the familiar contours of his gear. The plan was set. The next move would determine the course of the confrontation. Shadows stretched across the chamber like a prelude, and in that fragile pause, the SEAL's resolve became unbreakable, a silent promise that the aliens would soon learn that courage, skill, and human determination were forces far beyond mockery. The SEAL moved at last, a shadow detaching from darkness with purpose and precision. Every step was a calculated risk, every motion designed to exploit the arrogance that had blinded the aliens. The first soldier fell silently, dispatched with a precision strike that left no time for alarm. Sparks hissed as alien energy weapons misfired, confusion rippling through their ranks. The metallic laughter faltered, replaced by sharp, startled cries that echoed through the chamber. He advanced, fluid and controlled, a ghost among towering predators. Each alien that approached the flag was met with unerring efficiency. incapacitated before it could react. Their size and strength were formidable, but they had underestimated the mastery of human skill and tactical ingenuity. The SEAL's mind remained unclouded by adrenaline. Every action was deliberate, a chess game played with life and death. A sudden shift caught his attention, a larger figure moving faster than the others, its glowing eyes fixed on him. The chamber seemed to contract around him, pressure mounting, yet he remained composed. Training, instinct, and determination coalesced into a single, unyielding focus. He pivoted, using the alien's momentum against it, sending the creature crashing into its own comrades. Chaos erupted, alien orders fragmented, leaving openings the SEAL had calculated before the encounter even began. Through the haze of energy sparks and scattered debris, he reached the pedestal. The American flag, torn but unbowed, awaited him like a beacon. Kneeling briefly, he brushed his hand over the fabric, a silent acknowledgement of the courage and sacrifice it symbolized. This was more than a piece of cloth. It was a testament to humanity's resilience, a challenge to every alien who had dared to mock it. The aliens regrouped, their arrogance momentarily replaced by shock and confusion. They had not expected a single human to move with such lethal precision, to navigate their domain undetected, to challenge their dominance. The SEAL stood, flag in hand, eyes blazing with defiance. In that instant, he became more than a warrior. He became the embodiment of human courage and ingenuity, the living proof that no matter how advanced or cruel the enemy, spirit and determination could prevail. Energy weapons hummed, casting jagged shadows as the remaining soldiers lunged. The SEAL met each attack with unmatched skill, neutralizing threats with tactical brilliance. His movements were almost a dance, precise and decisive, a manifestation of countless hours of preparation. Instinct and raw courage. One by one, the aliens fell back, their confidence shattered, their mockery silenced by the quiet ferocity of a single, determined human. Finally, the chamber fell silent, save for the low hum of alien machinery and the SEAL's measured breathing. The flag, now fully visible in his hands, stood as a testament to defiance and resilience. He surveyed the room, noting the retreating aliens, and allowed himself a fleeting moment of reflection. Victory was not merely about survival. It was about honor, courage, and the unbreakable will to defend what one holds sacred. As he turned toward the exit, he felt the weight of history and the legacy of those who had come before him. Each step carried the memory of sacrifice, each movement a promise to uphold freedom against any force. No matter how insurmountable, the SEAL emerged from the shadows, victorious yet humble, a reminder that true strength lies not in size or firepower, but in determination, skill, and unwavering belief in what is right. Outside the chamber, the distant stars glimmered as if in acknowledgement. Humanity's spirit had endured, and in that endurance, hope thrived. The SEAL's mission was complete, but the lesson remained eternal. Courage, resilience, and conviction could overcome even the most unimaginable odds. And somewhere in the silence of space, the echoes of triumph and defiance would inspire generations yet to come.